Yeah, Glenn Branca is really cool. My first encounter with him was actually when I was in college. I was a classical DJ at the radio station, and it was underneath a theater. And in the theater one night, Glenn Branca had gathered one of his massive ensembles of electric guitars to perform, and
with Thurston Moore.
What?
With Thurston Moore.
Not at that point. No, wouldn't have been Thurston Moore. He might have been there. Who knows? But this was the late 1980s, and it was a huge sound. I couldn't really hear the music, but I just heard the bass kind of falling, kind of driving through the floor, and it was impossible really to to hear anything or to think. And at the time, I thought it was just a horrible noise, but a little later, I started to appreciate it, and yeah, and of course, I became a big Sonic Youth fan, and it was in Glenn Branca performances that Lee Ronaldo and Thurston Moore from Sonic Youth first got together and started playing. And another moment at which the classical world and the popular world really don't seem far apart at all, or really kind of no boundary between them when we think of Branca essentially as a composer in the classical tradition, Sonic Youth as a rock band, but there's a considerable overlap between their work, and there's a wonderful kind of sense in which Sonic Youth now has had a career collectively, like a composer, where they've really, instead of trying to reinvent themselves and catch up with the latest trends in rock and roll, they really continue working on their sound and consistently working on their ideas, and have kept evolving. And Glenn Branca is, I think, probably an underrated composer in the classical world, who deserves to be taken more seriously. And I've been really very, very impressed by certain pieces of his that I've heard over the years.